Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Sherman Family Sports Complex here in Storrs, Connecticut for today's matchup between the third-ranked UConn Field Hockey team and non-conference rival number 15 Syracuse via the UConn Athletics live stream. I'm Noam, and alongside me is my partner in commentary, Katherine Sheridan, and we are excited to bring another broadcasting collaboration between UConn Athletics and UCTV. The number 15 ranked Orange of Syracuse roll into Storrs with an 8-5 record and a 2-3 mark against ranked opponents, including a win against then number 2 Duke and a loss against then number 1 North Carolina. The tough schedule continues today as the number 3 Huskies come in bolstering a 13-2 record, with their only losses coming to then ranked number 11 Michigan and rival number 4 Maryland. Each team is coming off an away game this past Friday. For the Huskies, it was their biggest win of the season, 7-0 at Villanova. And for the Orange, it was a 2-1 loss at the hands of Boston College in Chestnut Hill. So, Katherine, what are your keys to the game for each side?
In order for Syracuse to get this win today, I feel Charlotte DeVries has to come up big against this UConn team. As a unit, they need to play together and also fight for each possession. As we look towards the UConn side of things, Boker stays hot, and goalie Cheyenne Sprecher has a shutout game. And also, defense plays lights out. Maintaining momentum and keeping possession will win the game for the UConn Huskies.
Head coach Nancy Stevens of UConn talks all the time about preventing defensive corners. Last game against Villanova, the Huskies won that battle big time. It was 15-5 today. In order for this defense to continue to stay strong, continue to post low-scoring games for their opponent, defense needs to prevent those scoring opportunities, those penalty corners. Should be a really interesting game. Syracuse, UConn, two rivals, non-conference matchup on a Sunday afternoon. Big crowd on hand. Game's about to get underway. So, Katherine, I'm very excited for this opportunity. As I mentioned earlier, UConn beat Villanova 7-0 on Friday. It was their largest margin of victory on this season. They come in at 13-2, a national powerhouse. Facing off against Syracuse is going to be a good game. Getting underway, Syracuse in their road orange, UConn in their home whites. Syracuse going from right to left. Far side of the field. The Orange moving it around the backside. Pass over to the near side, Olivia Graham. She makes a move. Nice defensive play by Svea Boker. Boker's a name we're going to be calling all day long. She leads the Huskies with 33 points, 13 goals, 7 assists on the year. Huskies showing good defensive pressure, but a great move by Laura Graziosi. Get past first line of defense. Ball's deep in UConn territory.
Good recovery from the UConn.
Courtney Kennedy clears it out. And Sophie Hamilton knocks it off Syracuse defender. What have we seen so far?
Syracuse looking strong right from the jump. However, UConn was able to recover quickly. Let's see how they do with this new play.
So pass inside. Defensive pressure, close to the ground, 6 on the ground, preventing those easy passes by the UConn defense. Stoppage of play, ball's back in to the middle, and cleared away by UConn, by Antonia Tiedka, the senior, another leader on this team. She has a team-high 12 assists on the year. Play restarts to the far side, up the wing, where Maddie Ray gathers. Loses possession, though. Back to the Orange. Nice move there. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Syracuse ball going the other way. S.J. Quigley will put it back in play.
UConn's there to receive it. UConn looking to build.
Pass in the middle. Ooh, good opportunity for the Huskies, but they can't convert. Strong play by Boker. She weaves through the defense. She get fouled there?
Yes. Ball back in play.
Here's Sophie Hamilton with it now. She loses possession in the crease. Ball's cleared out. Ball into the corner. Off Dombrowski. UConn ball again. Some zone time here. That one goes out of bounds. So what you see there on that offensive possession, UConn had the ball. They were putting the pressure on, but they couldn't convert.
Right idea, just wasn't enough on it. I feel like they need to build a little bit more. They might be forcing a few things right now as they look to build.
Looks like nerves are a little high on both sides. Couple missed passes. There was one that skipped over the blade. Couple turnovers for either side. This one's in deep. Good defensive pressure by the Huskies. Ball bounces out of bounds. There's another turnover. So definitely some jitters early on as neither team really establishing much of a rhythm. And yet, as if on cue, Sophie Hamilton passed it right out of bounds. Syracuse ball. 11 minutes left. Played into the midfield. Some good stick work there.
Great rotation out of the back.
Yeah, it's going to be crucial there. Ball gets into the midfield. You got to rotate it around the back. Got to find that open grass, right? It's a nice move there. It's Laura Graziosi again, but she loses it into the UConn territory. And there you go. Good rotation. She finds the open space. Makes a move. Sophie Hamilton again. Cleared it off the Syracuse defender, so it's Huskies ball on the near sideline. Nice play, knocking it out of the air there by Olivia Graham of Syracuse. But Svea Boker yet again takes it away. She's on the break. Boker beats one defender, gets tripped up, gets fouled. She had Marie Auer making a run towards the net. Now Dombrowski takes it. Near side Boker along the baseline.
Looking to fight.
Boker shot, nice save by Syracuse goalie Sarah Sink. But sustained defensive pressure by the Huskies. They get it back. Syracuse clears. So, Boker made that play on the baseline, or on the far sideline, goal line, I believe. Made a nice play, but Syracuse goalie came up big. Think that's something we're going to see often, or do you think that, oh, here's a takeaway for Syracuse down the middle of the field? Backhand shot. Oh, great save, Cheyenne Specker.
See, that's what we need out of Cheyenne Specker if we want to keep staying in this game. Early on, like you were saying before, I feel that Syracuse may recover on defense, but I don't think once this UConn team gets going, I think they'll be hard to stop.
That was one of your keys of the game. Cheyenne Specker got to play big. There's her first save of the game. Got that pad right along the goal. Syracuse tried to squeak it near side. Here comes Boker. Just barely can't make the play at midfield. She was trapped in her own end. Syracuse decides to go up the middle. So UConn offense is running through Svea Boker a lot. She's tending to head towards the corners, trying to find those crossing passes, trying to get shots on net.
That shooter's mindset will definitely help her with positioning. When she's always looking to score, she'll be in the right place at the right time. It's just a matter of getting the midfield to work together and feed it to her. Here we go.
Boker makes a run.
Oh.
Pass doesn't quite get to her, though. It's a good idea. Yeah, shooter's mindset. Boker, like we said, she leads the team with 13 goals. Whenever she gets the ball, she knows, shoot, shoot, shoot. Generate chances. Get the ball on net. The more you get the ball on net, the better things happen. Here comes Syracuse trying to get on net. Syracuse gets tripped up, and foul is called. It'll be UConn ball in their own end. Ball's back in play, Syracuse. One Syracuse offensive player weaving through a sea of white. The Huskies easily take it away. Good stick handling in the corner. Tidka manages to get a free hit for the Huskies. So, talked about it in the open a little bit. Scheduling. Syracuse, this is already ranked opponent number 6 tonight. They're 2-3 against ranked opponents. They've played number 1 UNC. They lost to them. They played number 2 Duke and beat them. Now they're facing number 3 team in the nation. How are they going to pull out this big upset?
I think they're definitely warmed up with this level of competition. It's just a matter of staying cool in different moments. It's all situational. So we'll have to see how they do. Right now they are looking pretty good. I feel that they could be a little stronger defensively.
I think they got to tighten up some mistakes here. I mean, that could have been a costly turnover. Maddie Ray put pressure on. There's another turnover, but that was off of Sergey's foot. Be a free hit for Syracuse. So yeah, ranked opponent number 6. They know how to play under pressure. They have experience. They're battle tested. Their record shows that they're 8-5, but they're ranked number 15, and that's because that's a testament of who they've played and how they've played. So while their record might be not as good as UConn's 13-2, the ACC is a dominant conference, probably better than the Big East in field hockey right now. So Syracuse has had these opportunities to test themselves, to see what they're made of, and this is a huge opportunity on the road. Coming off a tough loss against BC, that was a 2-1 against another ranked opponent.
This will definitely help determine what kind of team they want to be, especially looking towards the postseason.
And they don't seem intimidated at all. I mean, time of possession is pretty much even right now. Syracuse has had a number of chances. That one from the corner, kicked away by Sprecher. That's save number 2 on the day for her. But Syracuse maintaining possession, putting pressure on the UConn defenders to make a play. And then on their forecheck, they make a play like that. It's a nice takeaway. From number 11, Claire Cook. Haven't called Charlotte DeVries' name yet.
Yes.
That was a player to watch for. From you, Katherine. DeVries is team leader for Syracuse. She has 13 goals on the season, 53 shots. You did a lot of research on her. What can you tell me about her? What can we look for her?
She's the most efficient player on the field. I think whether it's even when she doesn't have the ball on her stick, she's definitely creating opportunities for others. But I do feel that if they want to pull out this win, she's definitely going to need to get active soon.
That's number 10 in orange that we'll be talking about throughout the game, Charlotte DeVries. Another name to look for that we've called a couple of times is Laura Graziosi. There's a ball in the crease. Looked like a kick for UConn. It'll be Syracuse ball. Laura Graziosi, sophomore midfielder for Syracuse, another player to watch for, number 8. She has 18 shots taken. What else can we expect from her?
I think she's definitely right up with there with DeVries. I think she needs to come out early and see what she can do along the side, because I think forcing shots from the inside out will definitely help her.
Yeah, she's on this near side here, looking like a midfielder position. There's a ball inside. Oh, great aggressive play by the Syracuse defense, taking it away from, I believe that was Maddie Ray with the offensive opportunity for the Huskies. So Syracuse's goalie looking strong so far. Sarah Sink, she's a freshman, 5'9", number 21 in net for the Orange. Coming out of her goal, making 2 strong plays, forcing the issue. Something that gets talked about in sports all the time is goalies coming out of their net, cutting down the angle of shots for UConn. We've seen that a couple times from her. Definitely something to watch for going forward today. Now, balls are skipping all over the field so far.
Yes.
We got here about an hour and a half ago, and they were watering the fields. What is that for?
I do believe it's for the level of the speed of the ball. I do think right now it is not beneficial for either team. There is a lot of sloppiness going on and a lot of forcing. However, the speed of play is rather important.
It's a new turf here this year for the Huskies. Renovated over the summer. Laid down a completely new surface. Industry standard, best in the game for a national championship winning program. The Huskies team has won 2 championships very recently, one in 2014 and one in 2017 when they beat Maryland. Ball goes to the far side, off the stick of Lindsay Dickinson. Out of bounds, Huskies ball. Right in front of the Huskies bench, in front of legendary coach Nancy Stevens in her 30th season with the Huskies. Nancy Stevens, one of the best coaches in the game. Not only that, but terrific person, very gracious with her time. Unbelievable coach, unbelievable recruiter. A lot of this team is from places around the world. Germany, Svea Boker, England, Abby Gooderham. All over. Sophie Hamilton's also from England. This team is international. This team bonds together. They love to play the game. Nancy Stevens teaches them how to play the game the right way. Right now, they're just looking to break through with a goal. Still tied at 0 with just over 2 to go in this first period of play. Now for the Huskies, they've had relatively easy schedule so far. They've lost a couple of games. I say relatively easy because of the outcomes of the game. They have played a number of ranked opponents. They had a stretch early in the season where all 6 of their wins were against ranked opponents, but then they fell to Michigan, who was ranked, and then to Maryland, defending national champions who were ranked. So what can we see from the Huskies today?
I really think those 2 losses don't really show their identity. Right now, I think based on this game, they are a little jittery, but I'm looking, once this game gets going, I really think that the UConn Huskies are going to have a great game today. Their intensity level needs to be maintained, and I think that will really help them through to the end.
We're nearing the end of the season here. Only a few more games for UConn before their senior day, November 3rd, here against UMass. And then tournament play in the Big East begins just after that on November 8th. Ball goes out of play on the far sideline, I believe. Some contact on that play. It'll be Huskies' ball as number 17, Lindsay Dickinson, gets fouled again. Lindsay scored against Villanova. That was her first goal of the season for the sophomore. She feeds it inside to Auer. Auer turns, shoots, doesn't get much on it. Ball switches over to Syracuse. The Orange take it up with a little bit of pace. Another turnover, though, for Syracuse, but they regain it. Nice feed inside there. And ball deflects just off the stick of number 12. That was Clara Morrison, the freshman, 5'6". It'll be Huskies' ball just outside of their own crease. Again, going from left to right in their whites. Traditional UConn script across the chest. Blue numbers, red outlines. We come to the end of the first period of play. Just one shot on goal for either side. A lot of nerves, as we mentioned. Neither side really taking control of this game. What else did you see?
I really feel right now they are a little tentative and a little maybe panicked even. I think both of them need to calm down and just start finding those passes and then start to build. I think they're forcing a little bit too much too early on.
So we'll be right back after a quick break, 0-0 after one period of play here from the Sherman Family Sports Complex. Second period of play about to begin. Scoreless first period. Talk about what you saw from the Syracuse offense.
Actually, very surprising. DeVries having a quiet first half, not something that we normally see. I think definitely she'll need to start get going if she wants to create some opportunities for the Syracuse team. Also, on the UConn side of things, Huskies are led by senior Sophia Boker, who has 33 points, and freshman Sophie Hamilton, and also sophomore Abby Gooderham. That offensive trio definitely needs to come out today if they want to start getting some points on the board.
Right, so both those offensive leaders on either side really minimalized during that first period of play. Second period is now underway. Syracuse ball on the far side. Look to see if these can get some more chances going. Defense really putting on the clamps on either side. As for the UConn defense, they have not allowed a goal, get this, in over 2 hours of gameplay. At this point, it's 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 13 seconds. Last game against Villanova, they outshot the Wildcats 18-5 overall, and in the second half, they didn't let up a single shot. It's crazy. The defense is really, it's frankly dominant.
5 of their last shots were taken all by defenders.
And
that win over Villanova.
And that win over Villanova was their third consecutive shutout, all coming after their road loss to Maryland, who they lost to in last year's NCAA tournament.
Also, as you mentioned, as the UConn Huskies look to keep their momentum going, Syracuse is coming off a 3-game skid, so they're definitely looking to get back on top.
It's a big win. I mean, Syracuse, before that 3-game skid, they were sitting at 8-2. Now 3 losses in a row. Sitting at 8-5, and now they're on the road at the number 3 team in the nation. Another loss here would put them at 8-6, really demoralizing their confidence as we head towards postseason play. For Syracuse coach Angie Bradley, she's got to get her troops going. So this is a crucial game. Could determine playoff seeding, tournament seeding, not only for the conference but for the NCAA tournament, and it could determine if this team stays in the rankings when they come out again this coming week. Ball in play down the far sideline. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Syracuse ball again, fed into play. Good defensive pressure by number 14, Sophie Hamilton. Like we mentioned, from Burton, England, the freshman has 25 points on 7 goals and 11 assists this year, but she gets called for the foul, so it'll be a Syracuse free hit just outside the 25-yard line. They move it back to the midfield. Up towards the corner, feeding number 12, Clara Morrison, whose name we've called a number of times. But Dombrowski clears to the corner. UConn looking to get it out of their own defensive zone. This strong defense that's put a stranglehold on the offenses of late. Continuing that today, just allowing 1 shot on goal so far that Cheyenne Sprecher has deflected away with a nice save. Ball advances out of play. Boker putting on the pressure. Syracuse plays back to their defensive line all the way back. On the near side, it's number 6, Olivia Graham. She feeds number 8, Laura Graziosi. Huskies get it back, though, and give it right back away to Graziosi. She makes a move, bolts up the left sideline, looking for a feed in the middle, but that one's deflected away by Courtney Kennedy, the junior defender.
UConn seems to be watching instead of taking action for what they need to be doing. They're definitely letting Syracuse dictate what they want to do with the ball, and I feel that this needs to change if they want to start building momentum.
Do you think that's because the defense is tentative and doesn't want to step up too much and make a mistake, let the defense by, or do you think they're just not necessarily confident in their game plan yet?
Yes, just after that play, I feel that they're collapsing a little bit when they start to feel pressure. Instead, they need to start stepping up.
I agree. Got to put more defensive pressure on Syracuse, force some turnovers, and UConn's fast break offense is dominant. I mean, when you got that offensive trio of Svea Boker, the senior, freshman Sophie Hamilton, and sophomore Abby Gooderham, who all have 23 points or more this season, you got to get the ball to those 3, and you got to allow them to make plays. But here's another turnover in the midfield. It's something we're just seeing too much of for the Huskies. That one, Maddie Ray, she turns it over. Syracuse goes the other way. sweeps it up.
These 50-50 balls need to be won by UConn in order for them to start.
Yeah, and they're called 50-50 balls. So far, they've been split just about 50-50. It's one of the reasons that neither team has managed to find the back of the net. Huskies finally with some offensive time of possession. Swing it around the back a couple times. Try and move it up. Ball's deflected, and a foul gets called by the far side referee, who called from across the field after seeing a couple of UConn players gesturing for a call. Boker gets it. She gets hacked. So it's another free hit for the Huskies. 2 balls get put in play accidentally. Boker heads to the middle of the field with the offensive trio ahead of her and Jessica Dombrowski. Now Maddie Ray forces pressure on the ball.
Those 50-50 challenges are just not there for UConn at the moment.
Ooh, that's a great move by Syracuse. I believe that was Jessica Dombrowski who just got nutmegged. But the ball immediately went out of bounds. Huskies put it back in play.
Great
move there. Antonia Tidka, going to call her name a lot this afternoon. Dominant player for the Huskies. Team high 12 assists for Tidka, the senior, who along with Svea Boker are looking to win another national championship after they won one in their sophomore season. Ball's put in play in the middle. Tried to cross by Sophie Hamilton, but the Huskies get called for a penalty. Syracuse will have a free hit just outside their zone. The 2 best chances we've seen for the Huskies have been when they advanced the ball towards the corner and looked to center it. Earlier in the game, it was Svea Boker who did that and then made a move alongside the goal line, put a shot on net, and right there was Sophie Hamilton who crossed it in the middle. The ball was just put in the air a little bit, and then a foul was called, but it's going to be key. They got to establish their presence in the corners, so that opens up space in the middle of the field for shots on goal.
UConn just not attacking as they should, or as they normally do. I feel that they are watching a little bit and being reactive. However, UConn back in possession.
And I think some of that might just be that they want to establish a tempo to their game. They don't want to make a crucial mistake and go down early at home. They'd rather play it safe, get some offensive chances when they need to or when they can. And in the second half, if they keep up their game plan and maintain smart play, then offensive opportunities will open up. A couple sticks get tangled, and some fans are really agitated. Yeah, jeez. It's a Sunday. Everybody's got to relax, be friends. Ball up the middle. Nice play by Sophie Hamilton. She makes a move, beats a defender. Now the Huskies are moving. She looks to the left. And the ball just bounces off Svea Boker's stick. Nice run there by Sophie Hamilton, though.
Great string of passes, building out from the back. That's what they need to start doing more often. And then also, they were gaining momentum, everybody running together. That's the idea behind the idea of playing together as a unit, and also the possession. When they're together as a unit, it's easier for them instead of playing or relying on just one player at a time.
And like you said earlier, 5 of their 7 goals against Villanova were scored by defenders. It's not just the offensive players in Boker, Hamilton, and Gooderham who need to have the responsibility of scoring goals, but the defense needs to make plays, even if it's just finding the outlet player in clearing, making runs up the field, putting pressure on net. But 5 of 7 goals, it's a high percentage of goals. They got to get shots on net. They got to get the defense engaged and play as a unit, like you said. Still no penalty corners so far in this game with just over 6 to go in the second period. Nancy Stevens probably pleased with that. Cross inside there. Another good opportunity. That one off the stick of Sophie Hamilton. Svea Boker upset with the lack of a call.
Right back in play.
Yeah, good tempo there by Tika. She sensed some displeasure by her teammates and said, you know what, I'm just going to take it and put it back in play. Nice stop there. That was Sophie Hamilton again. Hamilton's playing a really strong game so far, putting good pressure on, made a couple of good runs, just waiting to find a breakthrough play.
In the last 2 minutes, it seems the Huskies have definitely waken up or are starting to not react as much, but start taking control of the game.
I agree. Less reaction and more domination. I mean, they're really, enforcing their will more than they were in the first 20 minutes of play. You got more aggression by Svea Boker and Sophie Hamilton. Gotten the crowd engaged a little bit. Parents and fans are cheering for their team. They're upset with a lack of calls. They're proud of a number of strong defensive plays. Nice crowd here on a Sunday afternoon as well. Ooh, nice move there. Antonia Tika. Woo! She got some laundry to pick up after that. Lost her socks on that play.
Give her a bath.
That was Antonia Tika on the near side, number 20. Now ball's all the way on the far side, taking up the left sideline for the Huskies. Ball's put deep in play, but unable to connect with McKenna Sergi, the freshman who has 1 goal in the season. UConn assistant coach was calling out something to Sergi there. Non-conference matchup today between these two teams. Huskies do lead the Big East right now. They're 5-0 in conference play, 13-2 overall, 6-0 at home, 6-2 on the road. They're 1 game ahead of Liberty in conference play. They'll face Liberty in their next game coming up next weekend. These two schools, formerly rivals in the Big East in basketball, no longer in the same conference for basketball and will not be next year either, as Syracuse is still in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Great service in. Great
Nice
takeaway.
Yeah, that's Abby Gooderham. Generates a UConn opportunity. Gooderham forces the takeaway. Syracuse called for a foul. Svea Boker will put this one in play. Tries to mega defender who had her stick in good position on the ground. Boker upset with something here. As Dombrowski will take the free hit. Boker off her stick, loses it to Syracuse, who goes up the right side in the midfield.
They definitely have the right idea. That's just not being able to thread the needle in. They haven't been able to penetrate the defense like they should be, or like they normally do.
I agree. And you say thread the needle, and part of the reason they're trying to thread the needle is because the spacing hasn't been very good on offense.
Yes, we are seeing a bunch of crowding at the moment.
Too many bodies in one space. It's hard to get shots on net. It's hard to get passes through when that happens. There's a nice play by Sophie Hamilton, though. She moves it up the right sideline, finds Dombrowski, who's going to look long. She looked long, tried to hit Marie Auer, and it got taken away. Now far sideline for Syracuse, right in front of Nancy Stevens, who's pacing in front of her bench, applauding after some strong defensive play there, forces it out of bounds. Syracuse back in play. They feed their midfield just over 2 minutes to go in this period and in the half, and still no score. Ball's in deep on the left side for Syracuse, and they just, couldn't see the white line there, lost it out of bounds. So Antonia Tika will put it back in play. Tika fed it to Gooderham, who looked back for Tika. It got deflected, so Tika will try again. So it definitely looks like Syracuse is not overwhelmed by playing number 3 team in the nation. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, they've definitely held up well. Oh, here we are.
It's an offensive chance. Ooh, there was your player to watch for. Charlotte DeVries.
Yes.
Wound up, fired a slap shot. Cheyenne Sprecher with a nice save, though.
Like I was saying before, I do like Syracuse has been able to definitely cushion themselves and have come out pretty strong against this UConn team. Nothing has really seemed one-sided at the moment.
Now, it was almost as if on cue we were saying Syracuse hasn't been intimidated, and then your player to watch for Syracuse, Charlotte DeVries, had a great shot opportunity that Cheyenne Sprecher made a nice pad save on.
I believe that's the first time we've seen DeVries in the final third, definitely getting a shot off right now. That's what we need to do more of if Syracuse wants to get on the board.
Absolutely. As for looking to get on the board, the Huskies have 26 seconds left to do so in this first half. Feed into the middle. Deflected off Syracuse player. Ball goes out of bounds. Maddie Ray gathers it. Ball will go to the 25-yard line, where Gooderham will put it in play with just 6 seconds to go. Gooderham feeds the middle. Deflected. Ball's loose there. And that will do it for our second period of play as the clock strikes zeros. So 0-0 after one half of play. Katherine, what are we going to have to see going forward from either side for Syracuse or UConn to scratch the scoreboard?
Both teams need to start looking to play more smart. Make the better the better decision. Definitely forcing a few things that aren't needed, kind of wasting their energy. They need to be more efficient. And also I feel DeVries needs to get going for the Syracuse. She's their number one guy, or number one girl for that matter. It's a matter of her getting in, because as you've seen right at the end of this play, I really think with her scoring or her getting shots off, that will create more opportunities. Looking at the UConn side of things, I think they just need to calm down. I think they're a little forced. They're a little rather like itching for something that's not really there. I think they're unable to connect because they're just not as calm as they normally are.
And I think part of that is from their senior Svea Boker, who's made a couple of gestures of frustration. I think a key to the second half for the Huskies will be getting her engaged more and getting some of that frustration off of her. She's got to play more free. She's got to get more shots on net. But as for right now, we're going to take a break for halftime. It's 0-0. You're watching UConn Field Hockey on the UConn Athletics live stream.
Hey Husky fans, this is Chris Jones with Huskies All Access. Our guest today needs no introduction, but we're joined with head coach Nancy Stevens of the field hockey team. Thanks for joining us, Nancy.
Thanks, Chris.
You guys currently right now, as we tape this, number 3 in the country, 12-2, 4-0 in the Big East. You played a brutal schedule, 10 ranked opponents. Kind of take me through the philosophy of when you put the schedule together, playing all those top teams.
Well, I think that most coaches would feel that if you want to be the best, you have to play the best and hopefully beat a lot of them. We've played 4 teams ranked in the top 10, and we're 3-1 against those teams. So we feel we're in a good place right now. But you've got to play a great schedule.
Can you talk a little bit about playing all those opponents when you get to the postseason, whether it's a Big East tournament or the NCAA tournament? Have you seen pretty much every style of play that you're going to see when you get to that point?
You bring up a really good point, because we have a certain style of play, which is ball possession. We really pride ourselves to be a great passing team. We're not Barcelona, but we would like to play that style of ball control. We play teams that play very different than us. So you brought up such a good point, because by playing teams that play they're vastly different than us, we're going to be ready for a team we may see in postseason, because that's decided by the NCAA committee who you line up with. We played a team on Sunday, a top 10 team that plays much differently than we do. Is very direct and really sweeping and hitting a lot of balls into the striking circle looking for tips. Very different than how we play or practice. So that experience has now helped prepare us if we meet a team like that or that same team in postseason play.
5 regular season games to go. Where do you assess the team right now, your biggest strengths, your biggest weaknesses?
I think it's a little bit like training racehorses. I'm an equestrian, so I kind of look through that prism. But we just have to keep them healthy. And right now we're playing the best hockey of the season, the best field hockey of the season, but our job as coaches is to keep them healthy and to make sure that they're 100% on game day. So as enthusiastic as we are and how hard we want to practice, sometimes less is more in this part of the season. That's our job, is to get them across the finish line.
Can you talk about who your leaders are, especially in a sport like yours where you're not calling timeouts every 5 minutes? You really have to have players being vocal and kind of leading on their own out on the field.
Again, you know our sport. You brought up a really good point, is we have 0 timeouts in our sport, whereas you watch a college basketball game, there are probably 16 timeouts between both teams and TV timeouts. So they have 16 coaching opportunities if they use all their timeouts. We have none. So, we have to empower our players to make decisions and to direct the team during the game. Now, in order to do that, we need good senior leadership. We have 2 terrific captains, Svea Boker and Antonia Titka. They've been amazing. They're great leaders, and that's a big part of our success this year.
You just mentioned Svea, and a couple games ago she had a really nice goal where she kind of tapped it to herself and was able to go upper 90 and score. My question is, some of these international kids are just kids in general, seeing Sophie Hamilton, the way she stick handles. Do they come in with all those skills, or do you guys teach stick handling and kind of the technical side of the game?
Okay, we're going to take full credit, like they were dogs before they got here. We taught them everything. No. Sophie's a freshman, so she came in, she had just played in the Junior European Championships for England. She came in as an 18-year-old and had played in the under-21 championships. So clearly gifted. Svea played for Germany under-16. So, Paul does most of the international recruiting. He gets full credit for identifying these players, these terrific players, and adding them to our program. But let's hope that we help them get better. But boy, I'll tell you, when they come here, they're awfully talented.
We talked about Sophie. Who are some, and they're not really newcomers anymore at this point in the season, but other newcomers that you can highlight that's different from last year's team?
We've really been pleased with the development of Claire Jondewerth. She had a really important key goal against Delaware, and she's developed now as a starter at the back. And then we have 2 freshmen that have made great contributions, McKenna Sergi and Erica. So they've done a terrific job. You need freshman talent, and we have some great American talent and some great international talent in the freshman class.
You guys are 6-0 at Sherman this year, and traditionally you're always good at home. Do you talk to the team at all about how important it is to finish strong down the stretch so you can host those first couple rounds of the NCAA tournament? Or is it something that, hey, it's out of our control, let's just take the next game and focus on that?
Well, I think, in life you have to have a plan. So in anything you're doing, and we lay it out specifically for the team. Where do you want to be at the end of the season, which is playing for and competing for a national championship. In order to do that, to get a host site in the NCAA tournament is critically important. So how do you do that? Well, you have to have top 10 wins, and you've got to have a really good record at the end. So they understand the importance of every single game.
You've had so many good teams over the years that have made deep runs, won national championships. Where is this team at in terms of some of those in comparison?
In our sport, you need terrific goaltending, which Cheyenne is providing, and our defense is really stout. So you need shutouts, and we've had a number of those, as you mentioned. We've had 8 of those. So if you have great goaltending, you have the ability to get a number of shutouts, and then you have to have offensive production, partly from the field, but your attack penalty corner has to be spot on, and our attack penalty corner is getting better. So we were 2 for 2 against Delaware, which helped us get a top 10 win. And we've had to change our corner, and it has evolved throughout the season. That's an important piece in chasing a championship. So I think we have the pieces in place to compete for one. But there are a lot of good. Carolina, who won last year, is undefeated. Maryland beat us at their place. It was statistically very close. Duke is having a great season. Virginia. So there are a lot of terrific teams out there. But we figure that we're in the mix.
Thanks so much for your time, Nancy.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it.
We're back for the second half of action here in Stores between Syracuse and UConn. Katherine, what were your observations from that first half of play?
Definitely a slow start from the jump on both sides of play. It's definitely been a defensive battle. We did talk about that. We did project that. However, nothing's been able to get going for either team. They do have instances, but they're just unable to connect.
Now it's now 2 hours, 42 minutes of gameplay that UConn has not allowed a goal. They look to stretch that another 30 minutes while at the same time hopefully getting on the scoreboard themselves. We're back in play here. Syracuse now going from left to right. Now that would leave the Huskies to go from right to left. UConn looking to generate some more chances. We talked about it right before the break that Svea Boker's got to shake off some of her frustrations and get engaged. The midfield's got to play as a unit with the offense. Here goes right on cue. Svea Boker loses her stick on a chance. But that was good play. Midfield pushing the pace, forcing the issue, finding Svea Boker, the offensive playmaker, like we've talked about, the leading scorer for UConn. Got to generate more chances, though. They got to be less sloppy with the ball, and they watered the field again during the half, so it's not as if the field is going to get less slippery. There's a nice takeaway from the Huskies. Good stick positioning by Abby Gooderham. She finds Dombrowski on the far side. Dombrowski turns, looks for options, feeds back to the midfield. But a poor pass by Tidka. The Huskies do get possession back as Syracuse then loses it out of bounds. Nice stick work there by Syracuse defender Olivia Graham, batting it out of the air. Now 50-50 balls were something that you talked about in the first half. How can the Huskies win more 50-50 balls while also not making defensive lapses that will allow Syracuse chances?
Maybe marking right now could be an issue. I think also communication. I think two girls are going for one ball at the same time, and then both of them, we've all done it. I've all seen it. I've done it. I've seen it happen. People, both think that they're going to the ball, and then they end up neither one of them getting it. I do think also they're not like recycling as much as they can. They're not looking for their support. I feel they're also just so looking to get on frame, which is kind of distracting them from just being more efficient.
Yeah, there's been not really a lot of rotation with the ball, which is something you talked about in the first quarter. You got to swing the ball around the outside. You got to move the defense. The more you pass, the more you're able to effectively move from wing to wing, from one corner to the other corner. That's going to pull the defense in directions and force them to communicate and force them to pressure and force them to make the play. So we got to see more of that from the Huskies. Tidka lifts it up towards the UConn bench, kept in play by the Orange. Pressure here. That was Maddie Ray. Syracuse defenders have it now. Boker putting pressure on, gets past her. Dombrowski collects in her defensive zone, puts it off Syracuse stick. Huskies will regain possession on the far sideline, in front of the old recreation building. Ball lifted to the far sideline. Maddie Ray unable to track it down, though. Do you like that sort of pass, trying to beat the defense in one pass?
It didn't really work this time around. I know sometimes it is like an option. I don't think it's the smartest option, so I didn't like it right there. And also, I don't think they should elect to do it more often than they are right now. I don't think it's a smart idea.
It's kind of like in football, you got to set up the passing game with the run game, and eventually you're going to have an opportunity for a play action, a deep pass. Try and take the top off. And it's good once in a while. It'll connect once in a while, but it's not a high success rate on that sort of play. Ball's put in play there. Boker shot. Oh, I think that rung the post. Great opportunity. Whacked in again. Another save. Easily the best opportunity of the game there from the Huskies. That was Lindsay Dickinson. Put the ball in play as a Syracuse defender was very frustrated with the call. She just rode the defender with the defender on her hip, found Boker right in the middle, and Boker put up an absolute rocket.
Yeah.
just ricocheted off the right post.
Forcing that penalty shot is definitely what we need to see more of. Great intensity inside the final third and the penalty circle. This is what we need to be seeing more of, and I'm really liking it right now.
Now, what can we expect to see on this penalty corner for the Huskies?
They definitely
Penalty corner, UConn!
need to be
Taken by number
smart
20,
in when they go and attack.
Tika.
So Syracuse getting their goggles on. This shot will be fed in by Antonia Tidka. She will have to push the ball in. You can expect to see a UConn offensive player stop it, deaden it, and then a big shot from the Huskies right off that. Penalty corner is in, lined up. Back to Tidka. She shoots. It's in the Syracuse goalie's legs. Syracuse about to clear it out. Huskies maintain the pressure. Pushed out of play. Now Syracuse can drop their goggles. They're going to be forced to defend some more, though. That was Yanderworth with the initial opportunity, but she went back to Tika in the corner trying to catch the Syracuse defense lapsing. Different from your traditional pass-in, deaden, and shot that we usually see from these Huskies. Syracuse with the ball on the near sideline. Pressure being put on nicely by Dickinson. Dickinson's playing a beautiful game. Crowd getting into it a little bit. A penalty corner was a great opportunity for the Huskies just after that great chance from Svea Boker. Now Syracuse regains possession, finding a little bit more composure than these last couple of minutes. Definitely the most exciting play so far that we've seen. But the Huskies get it back into the midfield, looking long. Boker gets hit from behind, and the foul gets called. Pretty easy call there as Boker got hit, and I believe that was a green card issued from the far side ref.
Green card issued to Syracuse.
It was right now. It was a green
number 4
card
player
warning.
left.
I definitely think this is finally what we want to see. This is what we've been waiting to see. Hopefully they're able to capitalize on this opportunity.
Fortunately, not able to capitalize yet, but that's more of what we like to see. Svea Boker getting involved, Svea Boker drawing fouls. Green card, a warning issued to Syracuse, and there's going to be another one, I believe. Clock is stopped. Ref goes to her pocket. That's another green card. I believe she might have just been sent off for a penalty as well.
Green card issued to
Courtney Kennedy
Syracuse,
fouled
number 7,
on the far
Sarah
side
Levy.
as she went with her back to the field and just got tripped up. So UConn, believe, is on the player advantage right now, looking to capitalize. Huskies are actually up 2 players as both of those green cards resulted in penalty minutes. So Syracuse with 2 players in the proverbial box. We've got number 4, Claire Webb, and number 7, Sarah Luby, sitting on the far side. Huskies up 2. They got 10 players in the field to Syracuse's 8. Just over a minute to go on penalty 1 and a minute 22 to go on penalty number 2. Huskies with a 3-2 shot on goal advantage. Nice play. Getting the stick up high there from Tidka. Syracuse gains possession. Looks to push the tempo, which probably isn't the smartest thing to do down 2 players. Yet they do so. And nice play there by Charlotte DeVries to track it down. Puts it into the middle. Gets a chance at least. The Huskies will look to build out from the back. Tidka getting pressured. Looking for an option. Finds an option, but the option was wearing the wrong color there. Tidka gets it back to Boker and is called for an illegal hit, I believe. So Syracuse ball. Just over 14 seconds left on the 2-man advantage. Once this player comes back into the field of play, it'll just be a 1-man advantage for about 15 or 20 seconds for UConn. Ball's trapped in the corner. Syracuse looking to kill some time, just like we would see in hockey, where a player would go to the boards and protect the puck. Ball's out of play. It'll be Syracuse ball, I believe. No gesture from the ref yet. Yeah, Syracuse ball in the far corner. Penalty time about to expire. It'll be full strength for both teams. But UConn will get the ball. So, penalties expire. UConn unable to capitalize on their 2-player advantage. Just over 7 to go in the third quarter. Have you liked what you've seen so far?
I mean, intensity level has definitely increased. I feel like both teams are relying on the corner a lot. I think they're jamming themselves into the corner to try and get something out of it. It's not really working for them right now. That causes a lot of crowding and non-spacing. But I do like the intensity for sure. We've definitely turned it up a notch, both sides of the ball.
I love the midfield pressure. They're getting involved. There they find Sophie Hamilton, who takes it up the wing. Great feed from the midfield. Hamilton looks inside. The ball clearly goes off of Syracuse body. No penalty was called. Deflects off of UConn, out of bounds. Not sure why there was no call there, as it clearly hit off the body of a Syracuse defender.
Definitely a missed call there.
But forcing the issue. Make the refs make a call. Put pressure on. Nice play there to bat it out of the air by Sophie Hamilton. Spins along the sideline. There's some stick-on-stick contact on Lindsay Dickinson. She's going to look towards Hamilton again on the near side. Hamilton looks to sweep it across. Goes behind her back to Dickinson and regains it, but it's called for a foul.
Great use of support on that last play. Picking their head up, scanning the field, understanding where their players are, and being able to connect.
Nice pressure there by Dombrowski. She pushes it up the middle. Meg's a Syracuse defender. Gets into the attacking zone. Finds Dickinson. Dickinson, patience to the middle. That's Hamilton's shot. Deflected by Syracuse. Syracuse clears, but not far. Huskies regain it. Dombrowski finds Hamilton. Back to UConn defense just in front of midfield. Boker tracks it down on the far sideline. It's out of bounds. It'll be UConn ball. Boker puts it back in play, weaves through, looks to get a shot off. She gets tripped up. There'll be a free hit just outside of the red semicircle. Boker clears it back. Ball's put in play towards the middle. Boker dribbles it out of the air. It'll be UConn free hit. Might be a UConn penalty corner. I believe it will be, as Syracuse sends 5 defenders back to pick up their goggles. Now, walk me through what we saw in last penalties corner and what you can expect on this one, Katherine.
They definitely had a set piece in mind, but it wasn't able to. They really weren't able to finish on it. I think they will pull something else out, and hopefully they may target Boker, I would
Penalty
say,
corner,
instead of
UConn, taken by number 20, Antonia Titka.
So Titka will take this one in from the near side hash. There's 2 hashes on either side of the goal. She will take it on the one closest to where we are. Boker lined up in the middle with Courtney Kennedy to her left. Titka will feed in. She does. Boker traps it. Shot on net. Deflected up and out of play. That shot came off the stick of Claire Yanderworth. But Syracuse sticks were in good defensive position. They were able to knock it up and out of play. So the Huskies will take it at their 25-yard line in their attacking zone. That's Gooderham to the far right side. Huskies looking to maintain some pressure. Shot in. Deflected. Just wide of the net. But again, much better sustained offensive zone time for the Huskies. They're going to look to repeat again. Gooderham looks to her right. Huskies will clear back to their defensive line, looking to get the defenders engaged. 5 out of 7 goals last game. 0 so far today against the Orange. Nice move inside there by Sophie. She gets tripped up. Hamilton quickly puts it back in play, looking for a shot. Loses it inside the crease. Syracuse clears. Ball barely catches the stick. There's a foul again on Syracuse. So fouls really swaying in the favor of the Huskies. Dickinson back in play.
No, when we talked about reaction time, definitely we're seeing a great deal of quick decision-making and better attacking out of these UConn Huskies than what we saw in the first half of play.
Absolutely. Less reaction and more forcing. Force the issue. Make plays happen. That's what they're doing. This sustained zone time right now I feel like it's going to pay off. Far side. Finds Boker in the middle. Boker turns. Gets hacked. This will be another penalty corner for the Huskies. Number 3 of the game as number 13 on Syracuse. Carolyn Hoffman goes rushing to the ref to complain about something. Huskies huddle up outside the crease. I think on this play we're going to see much of the same again. Ball fed in from Tidka to Yanderworth. Yanderworth either going to shoot
Corner, UConn.
or feed back
Taken
to
by
Tidka.
Number 20, Antonia Tidka.
Huskies looking to break through. Just over 3 to play. Clock stopped as we line up for this penalty corner. Again, Tidka will take it on the near side.
This is their third try. Let's see if third time's a charm here in the Syracuse's box.
Tidka lines up, pushes it. Different shot this time. Yanderworth's shot. Oh, almost deflected. The goal there was shot from Yanderworth, looking for a deflection from Dombrowski, which is something we've seen a lot of this year on UConn's penalty corner attempts. That shot hit off a Syracuse defender and went out of play. So Syracuse regains possession. Huskies now 0 for 3 on their penalty corners. Nancy Stevens will not be pleased with that. But the Huskies regain it in their offensive zone with momentum. Nice move there. Dickinson feeds inside. Maddie Ray fumbles it away. Dickinson gets it back to Ray. Now Dombrowski lifts it. Ball's hit with a high stick. Dombrowski puts it back in play. Weaving through. Loses it. Just inside the dashed line. Syracuse looks to break the other way. Nice defensive pressure. Abby Gooderham forces it out of bounds. Syracuse will have to put it back in play, which they do. 2 minutes to go in the third period. Getting tense here inside Stores. Syracuse unable to gain it. That one's going to go out of bounds on the far sideline. Out of bounds on the goal line, so the Huskies will put it in play from the 25-yard line. Boker feeds to the middle. Finds the stick of Sophie Hamilton. She turns. Backhand shot. Oh, nice save.
Great look inside.
It's a gorgeous play. Svea Boker found Sophie Hamilton. She turned. Rifled one. Nice save, though, by Sarah Sink, who's been marvelous so far. Now here's going to be yet another penalty corner for the Huskies. Their fourth one in the last 6 or 7 minutes. They got to break through.
Can they do it? Will they do it? Something I'd like to see, definitely like you mentioned, 0 for 3 on these opportunities. I definitely think if they do convert, Stevens will definitely be much happier than the last 3 opportunities that they've had. Let's see what they can do.
So with 1:19 left to go in this period, parents lead a UConn Huskies chant. PA announcers that Antonia Tidka will take this one yet again. Tidka lining up, right foot on the line, left foot forward. Bends the knees, ball's down, shot. Again looking for a deflection from Yanderworth. Ball goes off Syracuse defender Boker. Excuse me, not Boker, but Gooderham disappointed in the lack of a call there. It looked like it went off Syracuse defender. Should have been another penalty, but instead just goes out of bounds. Gooderham will put it back in play. Looking left, feeds behind her to the defense. Now Yanderworth, the defender, has received the ball on all 4 of these penalty corners. Yet to put one in, though. That ball deflects off a knee. That one deflects off a leg. It'll be Syracuse ball. 36 seconds to go in the period. UConn gathers just in front of midfield. They find Dickinson. Dickinson loses it, though. Back to Syracuse. 50-50 ball. Goes to Yanderworth. She finds Hamilton. Got bodies in the middle. Hamilton. That one was questionable call. Goes to Syracuse. 10 seconds to go in the period. Third period winding down. It's been dominated by the Huskies, but Syracuse looks to break. 3, 2, 1. And that will do it here in the third period. A period that the Huskies dominated, Katherine. What did you see?
Definitely, we've had possession on their side all quarter pretty much. There was only one instance that it got past the defense, but Syracuse is just unable to connect and finish in that one opportunity. However, looking at the UConn side of things, short corners. They're just unable to finish and put it in the back of the net, which is kind of an issue. They are forcing opportunities, but they're just unable to capitalize on that, and I think that's their major issue right now. Otherwise, possession is really great, and intensity level has definitely amped up.
Nancy Stevens talks to her team. We'll take a break. At the end of 3, it's 0-0 UConn Syracuse in a tough one here in Stores. All right, we're back for the fourth quarter of play. 15 minutes left on the clock. We're knotted at 0.
Let's see what we can do. I really think one team is looking to break through. It's just a matter of time. Right now, UConn definitely looking as a stronger team, but we'll see what happens in this final quarter.
15 minutes left, 45 down, 15 to go. Cloudy afternoon here in Stores. Things are looking cloudy for both teams. Syracuse with a free hit in their own zone. UConn definitely showing more pressure. They got 6 just inside the 25-yard line. Yanderworth gets hacked from behind. No call. There's the call. Defensive line pushing up, forcing the pressure, forcing Syracuse to make a play to beat that line of defense, because without that, they're not going to have any chance. But now you got all of UConn's defenders actively engaged in the offense. One thing that's going to create, though, is challenges with spacing. Ball played back to Yanderworth. Courtney Kennedy swings to the far side, Tika. Tika looks long. Boker unable to track it down. Syracuse counters the other way. Just not generating much on offense. Syracuse really struggling to get anything going here in the second half.
They are feeling UConn's presence, and they definitely have stepped up. I just think nothing's really working for them at the moment. And like I said before, I think it's the story of the game right now. DeVries has just been very quiet, not really in and not as efficient as normal, not what we're used to seeing. And I think it's definitely given UConn the leg up.
Yeah, DeVries has been blanketed. So you touched about that before the game. You touched about it while we were preparing for today's game. She was the X factor. She's really Syracuse's lead option, one of their only options on offense. And without her, they're not able to do too much. So UConn looks to sustain that pressure whenever Syracuse does have the ball, but that has not been very frequent in this half. Huskies have had a lot of time of possession. They get it back here. Yanderworth forces the issue, feeds to the middle, ball's bouncing around. Maddie Ray gets called for a foul. Syracuse advances. Dombrowski looking to put pressure on. She steps back, though. Ball in deep. Here's DeVries. DeVries looking to make a move. DeVries into the crease. DeVries. Nice save, Sprecher.
Great save by goalie Cheyenne Sprecher. That's what we need to see out of her.
She knew Charlotte DeVries was coming. Charlotte DeVries, best player on Syracuse. Sprecher needed to make a quick decision. Do I play back and go for the block, or do I pressure and try and force a mistake? She pressured. She took it straight away from DeVries, and UConn was able to clear. Now the Huskies got to play defense, got to get the ball back, which wasn't very hard as Syracuse put it right out of bounds. Yanderworth will feed in from the near sideline. Sophie Hamilton making a run. Yanderworth tried to hit her, went a little long. Nice deflection there by S.J. Quigley. But Hamilton gets it back, feeds in the middle. It's Marie Auer with it. Auer back inside the crease, nobody there though. Dickinson putting pressure on, now Auer putting pressure on. It's one after another, layers on layers for the Huskies defense. But Syracuse able to break it. Sarah Luby, far side, near side corner. Yanderworth comes sweeping in, clears it away. Kennedy up the sideline, goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Syracuse ball putting it in play from the near sideline. 11:15 to go in the final period of action here in Storrs. Katherine, we got a good one on our hands right now.
Finally, the tables have definitely turned for both, and I also feel like Syracuse is definitely feeling the pressure of time right now, and they do have a little bit more action under them. I do feel also that their speed has definitely helped them.
I think that's definitely something that their coach, Angie Bradley, was talking about during that final period break. Got to light a fire under her team. Play to their advantage, play to their speed. Get some offensive zone time. Something they just didn't do in the third period at all. So Auer looks towards Boker. Boker on her backhand. Shot. Ooh, just lifted above the net. Great opportunity, though, from Boker. She's scored a number of goals just like that this season. It'll be Huskies ball. Excuse me, it'll be Syracuse ball after Boker lifted it up above that netting behind the net. Syracuse ball, just over 10 to go. Shots on goal, 4 for the Huskies, just 3 for the Orange. Ball's at the near sideline. Yanderworth cuts it off, somehow keeps it in play. Nope, doesn't keep it in play. Ball's now being put in play by Syracuse, number 11, Claire Cook. She feeds across the middle. UConn Dombrowski puts pressure on. Now Auer putting pressure on. Now a third line of defense. Gooderham. Tika, fourth defender, finally takes it away. Huskies ball. Back to Syracuse, though. Here's DeVries on the far sideline. Looks to make a move to the center. DeVries. DeVries shot. That one off the side of the net. Aggressive play by Sprecher yet again. Cutting off the angle from DeVries. Another save for Cheyenne. Now Boker gets tripped up. Penalty called. Ball's put back in play by Dombrowski to Auer. Auer turns it over. Tries to win it back, though. Putting pressure on Syracuse, forcing a turnover. UConn finds Sophie Hamilton near side. Hamilton makes a move. Cuts back. Looking for options. Hamilton finds Gooderham. Gooderham, long pass across the grain. Tiedka. Tiedka finds Marie Auer. Auer blazes down the far sideline. Gets into the crease. I'm not sure what she gets. She got called for something. She might have played it with the curved side of her stick, I believe. Now Syracuse regains. Far side. 8.5 to go. UConn still unable to find the back of the net. Why?
They just haven't been able to find that final breakthrough. I think right now they're definitely stronger in the midfield section, but I feel like they're relying a little too much on getting it too wide too early on, and that's causing them to get stuck down the corner. Otherwise, they are dominating Syracuse in terms of possession at the moment. Absolutely.
Possession back to the Huskies. Boker looks to gather it. Boker draws a call. Boker weaving through, dribbling. Left side of the crease. Makes a move in. Boker. Ball gets hit up high. Cleared out by the Orange. So, Yanderworth will take it. Just about 12.5 yards from the goal line. Ball's fed inside. Nobody home as Maddie Ray Can't deflect it in. Maddie Ray was looking for her 5th goal this season. There was no support behind her, though. It was a good opportunity from the corner. Good spacing by the Huskies. Just couldn't finish it. Huskies get possession back just inside the 25. Dombrowski looks for an option. Swarmed by Syracuse defenders, though. But her teammate Gooderham has her back. Finds Tiedka. Tiedka finds Maddie Ray. Ray on the far sideline. She gets fouled. Be a free hit. Excuse me, no, it will not be a free hit. It'll be a free hit for Syracuse. But Maddie Ray wins it back on the far sideline. That one goes out of bounds.
I think also the lack of momentum has been caused by missed calls by referees. I think also we can hear from this crowd definitely looking for some calls down in the box for sure. However, UConn has been able to manage and get around that.
Great run here. Shot up. Oh, just wide off the stick of Sophie Hamilton. Great move there. She wove through the defense. She gets tripped up after the shot. Just incidental. No pass interference would have been called on that one, but great shot by Hamilton. Just whistled high and right. But yeah, the referees, been a lot of calls. Huskies have definitely been the more disciplined play. Syracuse picked up 2 green cards, those 2 warning penalties, and 4 defensive penalties that they've had to encounter. UConn, on the other hand, no green cards, no defensive penalties, but they haven't been able to break through. But here's Boker into the crease. Svea Boker, shot just wide.
Great intensity out of Boker.
An electric run.
Doesn't give up on the play, pushes tempo.
The
It's
German
just a matter
senior.
of getting it in.
The German senior was looking to get it in for her 14th goal this season, but just lost it as Syracuse goalie Sarah Sink came out of her crease to make another strong play. But this will result in the Huskies' 5th penalty corner. Can they break through? 5:32 left. They're going to have to break through soon.
Corner, UConn. Taken by number 20, Antonia Tiedka.
So you guessed it, Antonia Tiedka will take this one. Syracuse gearing up, putting on their masks, putting on their protective gear. Tiedka will look to feed. She has options. She has Courtney Kennedy on the near side. She has Svea Boker in the middle, and she has Jessica Dombrowski on the far side. Sandwiched between those two, a number of other UConn players, 4 of them to be precise. Tiedka feeds in. Ball's dead and shot up. Deflected, out of play. So UConn went back for the give-and-go play. They deadened the ball, gave it to Gooderham. Gooderham looked to find Tiedka on the near side, but that play didn't work again. So the Huskies 0 for 5 on penalty corners today. They managed to win it back. Penalty is called, though. Defensive pressure on the far side, but Syracuse able to break it. A little give-and-go action. Charlotte DeVries with it just outside the 25 on the far side. DeVries gets it into the middle. The shot, not much of a chance there, and a foul called anyways. So Sprecher doesn't even have to face a shot. She's been strong, but not tested too much yet. Yanderworth, time and space. Cross the grain to Kennedy. Kennedy looks up. Tiedka. Tiedka down the far side, and that one's deflected out of bounds. Tiedka will put it back in just next to the halfway line. Ball is put up towards the far corner. Syracuse tracks it down. Here's Carolyn Hoffman making a run. Bright orange glove on her left hand. Syracuse orange, distinct. Miss hit there from Yanderworth. Gives it right to Syracuse. Syracuse looks to feed DeVries. Believe this was off of UConn's foot. Roselle in a free hit just outside the crease. Claire Cook will take it. Cook looks behind her. There's a hack. Could hear that one up here. S.J. Quigley takes it. Finds DeVries. DeVries to the middle. Taken away by Dombrowski, who looks to clear. Dombrowski to Yanderworth. Yanderworth to Dickinson. Dickinson to Ray. Ray off the body of Syracuse. Huskies will take it just in front of their defensive 25-yard line. 3 minutes to go. Yanderworth looks long, lofts it high. Sophie Hamilton tries to track it down. Syracuse gets there first. Ball's played. Yanderworth tracks it down. Good stick work along the near sideline. She finds Kennedy. Kennedy down low. Gives it away. Tidka to the right side. Dombrowski. Dombrowski looks, finds Marie Auer. Auer trying to do something with it. Now ball's in. Maddie Ray looked to have beaten the defense, but penalty was called. Syracuse ball. Huskies take it away. Got Boker making a run. Can't find her. Huskies have 2 minutes left. Scratch one across to take a lead. No goals so far. Dombrowski pressured. Unable to track it down. Syracuse looks long. That one's going to skip. Somehow stay in bounds. Got DeVries in the middle. UConn defense better than that, though. But it will be Syracuse ball. I believe it went out of bounds.
Syracuse is definitely feeling the pressure of the time, looking to get upfield quick, trying to get inside, but it's just not working for them. I think things are just too forced right now.
Marie Auer looks long, finds Boker. Boker, 1-on-2. Boker to the middle, unable to connect with Maddie Ray. Hamilton takes it back, though. Sophie Hamilton finds Ray. Ray gets it taken away. Huskies look for a call. Nothing called, though. Syracuse counters, but Dombrowski takes it away. Dombrowski's been super solid on that right side of the defense. Dombrowski to the middle. Ray. Ray looks long. Finds Svea Boker. Far sideline. 1 minute left. Boker draws a call. Boker weaves through the far side. Can't get it into the crease, but gets fouled. So Svea Boker will take it, put it back in play just outside of the white crease. Boker winds up, fires one to the middle. Deflected away by Sink. Ball's cleared. It'll be another penalty corner for the Huskies. Clock stopped with 34 seconds to go. Huskies bring every player into the offensive zone. One more chance to capitalize before the end of regulation. This is penalty corner number 6.
Penalty corner, UConn. Taken by number 20, Antonia Tidka.
So Tidka will line up to take her 6th penalty corner of the day, all in the second half, all from the same spot. Tidka feeds inside, ball's dead in. Shot away. Oh, what a save. Sarah Sink got onto the ground, got the stick in there, and deflected the shot up and out of play by Abby Gooderham. She has been a stud today. Huskies put it back in play. 17 seconds. Ball's deflected. Tidka feeds inside, and it skips through Svea Boker's legs. 8 seconds left.
Missed opportunities.
Another missed opportunity. That was 6 penalty corners. The Huskies went 0 for 6. That will do it for regulation.
End of regulation.
Here in stores. So,
0-0.
Katherine, what a 60 minutes of regulation. Nobody can find the score. Nobody can find the back of the net, excuse me. We'll take a quick break, and when we're back, we'll be with you for an overtime period. Any quick reactions from regulation?
Definitely a surprising outcome, to say the least. Not what we expected or projected.
Not at all. Thought we were going to see a lot more goals from the Huskies. Syracuse has hung tough. Take a quick break. We'll be right back 0-0 heading into overtime here in Stores. We'll be right back. We're back here for overtime at the George J. Sherman Family Sports Complex in Storrs, Connecticut. Syracuse and UConn played to a 0-0 tie through 60 minutes in regulation, Katherine. Exciting, tense, a lot of missed opportunities for the Huskies, who dominated the second half.
Yeah, that's right, Noam. I feel like right now this is just a clean slate. Both teams are going to come out and show their best sides of themselves. It's just a matter of who comes first, like who gets that opportunity first. Right now, UConn is looking strong. They've been the ones gaining that momentum, keeping that same energy. It's just a matter of who's going to finish in the back of the net. And also, I feel like these missed calls, we're going to see them, but it's just going to be also who can react best to these missed calls and bounce back.
Absolutely. So both teams coming back onto the field. UConn leads 13-5 in shots and 6-0 in penalty corners, which they were unable to convert on any of them. Overtime is simple. We'll play 2 10-minute periods, golden goal style. That means if one team scores, it's done. After that, we'll move to a shootout, but both teams looking to get 1 in overtime. Only 6 per side, plus a goalie. So we're playing 7-on-7 in overtime. 10 minutes underway. A lot more space to play with right now. Just 1 defender back for each side. Way more green grass in front of everybody as Dombrowski gets it near side. She goes back, playing a game of pass with the defender, Dickinson. Dickinson goes far side. Dickinson gets it again. She's like the nucleus of this defense. Everything revolves around her. Up to Dombrowski. Sophie Hamilton in the middle receives it. Hamilton makes a move. Looks long. Connects on a pass with Abby Gooderham, who deflects it out of bounds. It'll be UConn ball just in front of the Syracuse bench. All Syracuse players on the bench up, cheering for their team, looking for a huge road win to push them to 9-6. UConn, on the other hand, looking for a big home win to continue their winning streak, push it to 4, and improve their overall record to 14-2. Boker takes it, draws a call. So Svea, the senior from Germany, moves to the corner. We'll look to center it. Boker gets tripped up. Believe this will be a penalty corner. Penalty corners will work a little different in overtime. 3 Syracuse players will gear up with their protective gear. The other 3 will wait behind the midfield line until the ball is put into play. Most likely going to see Tidka feed it in. Got a lot more space to work with now. Those give and goes where they feed back to the inbounder will be a lot easier to connect with here. 8:47 left to go. UConn penalty corner.
UConn.
This time, though, it will be Lindsay Dickinson putting it in play. Dickinson has Boker, Sophie Hamilton, and Abby Gooderham in front of her. Left foot forward. Dickinson will put it in play. She does so to Hamilton. Now the shot. Nope, no shot. Back to Hamilton. Back to the middle. Ball's deflected. Oh, man. Lindsay Dickinson had a shot, and Sarah Sink came up with another save. That's save number 14 for her today.
Great idea inside, using both players to feed the passes in, just unable to connect once again.
Yeah, right. They used Boker as a decoy. She's the only one in that 4 who didn't touch the ball. So they'll try again.
UConn.
Penalty corner, number 8.
Dickinson.
Lindsay Dickinson looks to end this one. Dickinson feeds inside. Ball's deadened. Shot on goal. Oh, a sprawling save by Sarah Sink, who deflects it off her foot out of bounds. What a save. UConn counters again quickly, though. Ball's in play. Maddie Ray down the sideline. That ball into Syracuse. This will result in the 9th penalty corner of the game. That last one, arguably their closest of the day, made possible, but denied by Sarah Sink. What have you seen from her today?
Definitely much more confident in the second half, coming off her line. That was an incredible save. This is what Syracuse needs in order for them to stay in this game.
So again, we have Dickinson feeding. She has the options of Hamilton, Svea Boker and Abby Gooderham.
Lindsay Dickinson.
So Dickinson waits as her teammates huddle, then break into a triangle formation at the white crease. Dickinson looks to feed inside. She does so. Deadened by Hamilton. Gooderham back to Hamilton. Shot. That one's deflected. Kicked out of bounds. Literally kicked by Sarah Sink, who came off her goal line to make another save there. Ball's put in play. Maddie Ray. Ray looking for options. Decides to go back to Dickinson, the inbounder. Now Jessica Dombrowski near side. Huskies have had the ball this entire first 2+ minutes of the overtime period, which will be key. Possession when there's fewer players on the field is absolutely key. It's crucial. In hockey, you see it in the 3v3 overtimes. You're going to see it here too. Whoever can dominate possession, get more chances on goal, is probably going to win this game. So Maddie Ray wiggles, feeds back to her defender. It's Dickinson with it. Dickinson to Dombrowski near side. Dombrowski looking long, connects with Svea Boker. Boker to the corner, her sweet spot. Boker weaves Boker down the goal line. Ball's deflected up. So result, and you guessed it, another penalty corner.
This is going to be their 10th penalty corner of the game. Let's see what they can do. I'm really looking for them to just finish it, but we're going to see what happens. I think they are going to elect to, once again, do the give-and-go play. Maybe that really worked well. They had success in that. They just weren't able to finish, but we'll see what happens.
Dickinson.
So Dickinson will take it with Tiedka off the field during overtime. Their 10th penalty corner so far. Their 4th in this overtime period alone. Their 4th in 2 minutes and 47 seconds of gameplay. Syracuse huddled in their own goal, masks on. Dickinson will look to feed. Hamilton, Gooderham, or Boker will look to end it. Ball's in, deadened. Now the shot deflected, wide. Thought that one was going in. So, penalty corners now. UConn is 0 for 10. Now Sophie Hamilton gets it. Weaves through a defender, gets fouled. It'll be time for penalty corner number 11. If we sound like a broken record, I'm sorry. I feel it too. 11-0 penalty corners. If there's one thing Nancy Stevens will be pleased with, it is that advantage. If there's one thing she won't be pleased with, it's the fact that they're 0 for 10.
Not able to convert is definitely going to be a discussion after this game. However, they are forcing the opportunity, which is definitely a positive.
One of the challenges of penalty corners is that if there is a shot on goal that is not deflected, it has to hit the black wooden box at the bottom of the net. So the shots need to be low. So that's one of the reasons they look for deflections often. Because if it deflects, it can go anywhere in the net. So Dickinson will feed. She does so to Hamilton. Gooderham now. Back to Hamilton. Deflected off the stick. Nice play by Syracuse. Great stick positioning. Huskies will put it back in play at the 25-yard line. Ball's in play to Ray near side. Boker camped out in the middle of the crease. Maddie Ray off the foot. It'll be UConn ball again. Free hit just outside of the crease. Maddie Ray. Maddie Ray gets in. Maddie Ray for the win. Nice save by Sarah Sink. Sprawled out. Got her leg pads in front of it. Huskies now 0 for 11. Syracuse long pass in front of their net. Dangerous play. Pressured by Gooderham. Now Syracuse looks to break. Odd man rush, down 2 to 3 in players. Huskies get possession though. Now they have it back. 6-on-6 in this overtime period, plus one goalie on either side. The only one who's had any action so far is Sarah Sink of Cuse. Now Huskies feed it to nobody. They're looking a little bit gassed, maybe a little demoralized after yet another penalty corner loss. Or miscue. Syracuse ball. They're going to look to DeVry, excuse me. Huskies look to break.
Good turn.
Yeah, nice play by Lindsay Dickinson there to shield the ball. Huskies make a substitution mid-play. Look long. Just broken up in front of the stick of Sophie Hamilton. Marie Auer now in play, fresh off the bench. Oh, you can see it in those fresh legs. Marie, one man to beat. Sophie Hamilton, shot. No, it was a pass back to Marie Auer. Somehow did not convert. There was nobody in front of her after a brilliant pass from Hamilton. But another missed opportunity for UConn. They go back to Dombrowski. Dombrowski feeds inside. Can't connect with Marie Auer, who was camped out in front of the net. Whew. My heart is thumping.
We're waiting for something to happen, but I just can't believe missed opportunity after missed opportunity. They're right there.
I mean, there was nobody in front of Marie Auer there on that feed from Sophie Hamilton. Now Dombrowski marking DeVries as she makes a run. So that means the ball handler has a lot of space to work with. The ball handler is Laura Graziosi, who we talked about in the first half, but not much in the second. Now DeVries. DeVries near side. Looking for an option. She feeds inside. Backhand shot. That one's deflected. Sprecher out. It'll be the first penalty corner of the game for Syracuse after 11 for the Huskies. So the Huskies will need to defend here. Syracuse with a chance to win it. So UConn will put 3 defenders in the box. For Syracuse, it'll be number 13, Carolyn Hoffman, with the options of Charlotte DeVries and 2 other players whose numbers I just cannot see right now. So Hoffman will look to feed. She gets a running start, pushes it across. Ball's deadened. Number 8 by Syracuse. Nice save by Sprecher. That was a pretty easy opportunity there for Cheyenne Sprecher to do something. Shot was put on goal by Laura Graziosi. So UConn is 1 for 1 in defending penalty corners. Huskies look to build off that momentum. 3:20 to go. Nice hesitation move by Sophie Hamilton. She looks long. Can't connect with Boker, though. Boker tries to take it away, gets elbowed in the head. No call. Syracuse breaks the other way. It's Claire Webb. Broken up. Nice play. That's Abby Gooderham on the rush with Marie Auer alongside her. She tries to connect with Auer, but broken up.
Great breakthrough, just like we saw. That's what we need more of. And Syracuse needs to start getting involved. More players on the Syracuse side of things need to start getting and finding each other. It's just a one-man show right now.
Talk about one-man show. Here's Charlotte DeVries after she got fouled. She goes through her legs. Sprecher, nice save, kick save. Yep, UConn gets a call. Sprecher will be able to take a breath. So DeVries looked to break through. She made a nice pass between her legs, but her teammate could not convert. 2:15 to go in the first overtime golden goal period. Neither team able to break through yet. The next one to do so will be the winner. Ball played near side Dombrowski. She deadens it. Dombrowski with time. Dombrowski with space. Marie Auer just subbed off the field for Maddie Ray. Just into the game, Maddie Ray gets the ball. She's got an option. It's Svea Boker. Maddie weaves through the defense, looking to get a shot off. She gets tripped up. No call. And now she gets called for a trip, going the other way. So sometimes the dice fall your way, other times they just don't. It's Graziosi with it. She looks long. That's number 74, Kira Gutsche. Really have no idea how to say that name. I'm sorry. If you're watching, Gutsche family, I apologize. Now with just over 1 minute to go, this game inching towards the 2-hour mark. Dombrowski near side. Dombrowski looking for options with time. She feeds back in front of her net. Bouncing ball stopped nicely by Dickinson, who goes to the far side. Believe that's Tiedka seeing her first action of the overtime period. Tiedka loses it. Now it's Graziosi. Graziosi pressured to the middle. Nice stop on the defensive end. Now Boker looks to break. Boker looking to gain control. And she gets called. 12 seconds left in the first overtime period. Syracuse going from right to left, looking for one final push before a quick break. Graziosi into the middle, just wide. And two players go down in a heap. That was Tiedka and Kira Gooch. And we're done with overtime period number 1. Katherine, quick reactions from that.
Definitely the most exciting quarter we've had, although no one has been able to capitalize on anything. UConn having some big opportunities inside. Syracuse at the end finally gaining possession and momentum. We'll see what happens in this final quarter of play.
Quick break. We'll be right back for the second overtime period. Golden goal. After that, we will have to go to a shootout. Teams will swap sides, refresh, get some coaching tactics, and we'll be right back. Back for overtime period number 2. 10 minutes on the clock. Teams switch sides. Syracuse in their orange tops, blue skirts, going left to right. Huskies in their all whites, going from right to left. Katherine, how can one team win this game besides scoring?
Definitely possession. I think right now, like you said earlier, being that they are playing down, you want to be efficient. So even if it's just keeping possession, not necessarily going to goal the entire time, if we just build, that will be definitely important.
Syracuse with the first possession of the game. They had it for 23 seconds before giving it up to UConn. The Huskies have 6 on. Maddie Ray, Sophie Hamilton, Svea Boker, Jessica Dombrowski, Abby Gooderham, and Lindsay Dickinson, who just played it near side to Gooderham. Gooderham now gives it back to Dickinson. Similar start as their first overtime period. Now golden goal, first team to score will win this game. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be a huge momentum swing. Whoever scores, both these teams have played their hearts out. Huskies dominated the second half. Syracuse dominated the second half of the overtime period, though, after the UConn had multiple chances in the first half. Now Svea Boker, UConn's best player, gives it to Dombrowski. Feeds inside, looks for Maddie Ray, who can't trap it before it goes out of bounds. So just over 8.5 to go. Both teams doing everything they can to scratch one across. A lot of space in these overtime periods, a lot more shots on goal, a lot more action. Abby Gooderham gathers to the middle, feeds Sophie Hamilton. Hamilton makes a move, beats a defender. Now gets hit. There's a foul. There's going to be a green card. Excuse me, a yellow card. One step up from the green. That is a 5-minute penalty, I believe. Might be different because it's in overtime. It's a 2-minute penalty.
This is big.
I believe the ref issued a yellow card. There you go. PA announcer thought it was green. So yellow card issued to SJ Quigley. It'll be a 5-minute penalty. UConn 6-on-5 for 5 minutes. Clock is now running. So now Huskies 6-on-5. It's a power play in overtime for an extended duration of time. They'll need to get possession. They'll need to get as many shots on goal in this time as possible. One person will be unmarked. Syracuse is going to do what they can to kill time. They want to get this thing to a shootout, or they at least want to get their player back from that penalty.
You know, like you said, at this time, I think it's just for Syracuse right now, being that they are down, it's just going to be a matter of containing, if anything.
Yep. That's all they can try and do is prevent. Ooh. Gooderham had a man long. Would have been a ridiculously long pass, though. So instead she goes short. Ball's now put on the far side. It's Tidka making a run. Tidka has Ray. She has Boker. She has herself. Boker had a shot, but that one went wide and skips out of bounds. Been a good game so far. It's been close. It's been chances for both teams. It's been intense. Svea Boker putting pressure on. The senior looking to put one in the back of the net. But Syracuse maintaining possession, killing time, keeping it in their own corner where it's relatively safe. Now they break out. All 5 of their players still on their own defensive side. Syracuse makes a run past Tidka. UConn gathers. They have 3-on-2 if they push. It's Ray with it. She looks long now. It's Boker. Boker has Hamilton middle. Boker turns. Boker into the middle and deflected out of play. So pretty good patience there by Svea Boker. Forcing the issue. Made a turn. Didn't have as much space as she probably thought. So Gooderham feeds far side. This is Tidka. Tidka into the box with some speed. To the middle. Deflected up and out. Hamilton keeps it in, though. Backhand shot. Deflected away. This one's going to roll out of bounds just in front of midfield, right in front of the ref on the near side. Ball's placed. Gooderham. To Dickinson. Dickinson far side. To Tidka. Tidka has time and space. Doesn't do much with it. 2:30 left in the penalty. 5:42 left in the period. Gooderham goes long cross field. That one rolls nicely to Tidka. Gathers with speed. Finds Maddie Ray, who can't track it down. Huskies got to convert these passes. They're up a man. There's tons of space. There's no excuses for missed opportunities right now.
If anything, the window's wide open for them at this time.
Sophie Hamilton puts pressure on. Syracuse clears it long, kills some more time. Ball goes out of play just in front of the 25-yard line. Gooderham gathers. Feeds long across to Tidka, similar to play to the last time. Tidka looks long again to Maddie Ray. This time they connect. She has Sophie Hamilton making a run. That ball's deflected out of play. But UConn ball. Tidka will push up. Tidka with it, just outside the crease. She feeds to the middle. That one off Syracuse stick, or I guess stick or leg, couldn't really tell. UConn ball right in front of their own bench. Marie Auer looking to sub in. 1:20 left on the penalty. 3:40 that Syracuse has killed so far. Boker gets it, loses it out of bounds. Syracuse will probably take their time putting this one back in play. They do so. They are pushing towards midfield. UConn looking to gain it back, but Syracuse now with the odd rush. I believe she played it with the curved side of her stick.
Yeah. Just a mistake. You hate to see it. Sometimes it happens to the best of us. They just need to get back and recover on defense.
So Gooderham with time and space. Feeds Dombrowski just off the bench. She has Marie Auer in front of her, also just off the bench. Dombrowski loses a defender. This will be a penalty corner. Clock stopped. 28 seconds left on the penalty. 3:39 left in the period. Penalty corner number 12.
Is this it?
Is this it? Time will tell. Syracuse gears up. 3 defenders inside their goal, putting on their protective gear. UConn, 4 players gathered at the outside of the crease. 2 players dropping back in defense. It appears as if it will be Dickinson putting it in play, with the options of Abby Gooderham, Svea Boker, and Sophie Hamilton.
Dickinson.
Same quartet that took the penalty corners last overtime period. Huskies looking for a breakthrough. Syracuse looking to kill their 12th penalty corner, 6th one in the overtime period. So Dombrowski Dickinson left foot forward, feeds Gooderham. Gooderham, right side, Hamilton shot. Hamilton kind of whiffed on it, didn't get much on it. And Syracuse able to get it back. Penalty will end in about 8 seconds. Then it will be even strength again. Here's Charlotte DeVries, far side, broken up by Dickinson. Dickinson puts it off. DeVries goes out of bounds. It'll be UConn ball, even strength for both sides. So Syracuse manages to kill off a 5-minute yellow card penalty in the overtime period. We're back to 6-on-6. 2:50 to go. Near side, Abby Gooderham with it. Taking her time. Goes back to Dickinson. Dickinson far side, Dombrowski. Dombrowski beats one. She's got options now. Looks to the right to Svea Boker. Boker keeps it in. Boker shot off of Sarah Sink, who kicks it away. Another save for the goalie. She's been a beast today. Now UConn deflects it out of bounds. Syracuse ball. Can't rave enough about how Sarah Sink has played. She's stopped a number of tough shots. Great positioning all game long. But now Boker gets it again. Boker weaves. Boker into the crease. Boker to Auer, and it's blocked away by Sarah Sink again. But Syracuse makes a crucial error. Number 13, Carolyn Hoffman, with a penalty inside her crease. This will result in a penalty corner. So that opportunity, another one for Svea Boker. It was a 2-on-1 with Marie Auer. Sarah Sink came out of her crease like she has time after time today. This will be penalty corner number 13 for the Huskies.
Penalty corner, UConn. Taken by number 17, Lindsay Dickinson.
So Dickinson will feed. She does so. Gooderham shot. Went for a deflection to Boker. Went out of play. The Syracuse ball. UConn ball. Quickly put back in play. Here's Gooderham. Gooderham stick handles. 1:40 to go in this overtime period. Gooderham finds Marie Auer with speed. Off of Syracuse foot. It'll be a free hit for the Huskies. Now here's Svea Boker. Gets past the defender. Into the crease. Has Marie Auer. Shot goes off Marie Auer, I believe. Now ball's into Abby Gooderham, right at the 25. She looks long, finds the defender Dickinson. Dickinson looking right side. Dombrowski, tough pass, not handled by Dombrowski.
1 minute
She maintains pressure, gets back. 4-on-3 for the Huskies. Now Syracuse gets back. Now Boker chasing down the loose ball. Boker versus Sink. Sink sticks the stick out. I think Boker tripped over her own feet there. Now it's Gooderham to the middle.
Definitely exciting, but they just have to keep on staying focused and not looking at every referee to see a whistle.
Absolutely, Boker's been a culprit of that today. She's had her opportunities, but she's just got to fight. I mean, if you hear a whistle, you can then stop, but you got to fight till you hear that whistle. Now here's Dombrowski. Dombrowski weaving in, gets it taken away. This will be a free hit. 15 seconds left. UConn got to push. Here comes Sophie Hamilton. Sophie Hamilton to the right side. Now out to the middle. Sarah Sink. Ball's caught up in her gear. Regulation is going to end now. So we'll move to the penalty shootout. Katherine, exciting 2 periods of overtime, but the Huskies looked a little undisciplined, looked a little frustrated, and unable to capitalize.
Yeah, like you said, just like not waiting and not understanding where they are in the field. It's just been missed opportunity after missed opportunity. We're going to see what happens here, but it's just they're lucky that they've been able to get away with what they have, but really it just hasn't been enough at the same time. You know, Syracuse really has held up pretty well, even though UConn has been the more dominant team in this overtime period.
Yeah, UConn definitely dominated, but they weren't able to break through. They just couldn't do it. So after a quick break, we'll move to the penalty shootout. When we're back, we'll explain the rules, have the call for you. You're watching UConn Field Hockey on the UConn Athletics live stream. Shoot. They'll have 5 opportunities, I believe. They have 8 seconds to get a shot off. Oh, here's Boker with the first shot. Boker weaves. Backhand. Nice save, Sarah Sink. So the way the penalty shootout will work is that each team will have an opportunity to shoot 5 times. They have 8 seconds to get the shot off. So that first shot, Svea Boker wove, try to get a backhand shot off. Now here's Claire Webb. Beats Sprecher. Scores. So 1-0 favor of Syracuse. Claire Webb gets on the board.
Number 14, Sophie Hamilton.
Next up for UConn is Sophie Hamilton. Hamilton weaves, dribbles, circles around, and lofts it over the net. She had the entire net as Sarah Sink was on the ground, but Hamilton just missed up top. Syracuse with an opportunity to go up 2-0. It's Charlotte DeVries. DeVries coming with speed. Spins it around Sprecher. Syracuse with a 2-0 lead.
Now shooting for UConn, number 23, Abby Gooderham.
Next up for Nancy Stevens is Abby Gooderham. Gooderham straight down the middle. Looks right. That's saved by Sarah Sink. Now, Huskies down 2-0. Syracuse with a chance to win. Carolyn Hoffman, if she puts this in the back of the net, that will be the game. So Hoffman, Sprecher comes out of her net. Hoffman weaves, nice save, Sprecher. Time still on the clock, that one off the post. Huskies stay alive. Got to score here, I think it will be Marie Auer. Quick moving penalty shootout.
Number 6, Marie Auer.
So Marie Auer, again down the middle, trying to beat Sink. Right, left. That one's deflected away. Didn't clinch it yet for the orange. Must not be 5 rounds then. And there it is. The refs lost track. Syracuse pulls off the mammoth upset. UConn's first loss at home this season. The Huskies fall 2-0 in the penalty shootout. A difficult way for the game to end, considering how well the Huskies played. Goal scored by Claire Webb and Charlotte DeVries, your player to the game. Charlotte DeVries with a goal in the penalty shootout, Katherine.
You know, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little stunned. I think here, too, I think most of the crowd is pretty stunned. But Charlotte DeVries, she came up big when she needed to. Putting that in behind the goalie. You know, I believe that on paper and play even, the score does not match the outcome, or the score definitely doesn't match what had happened throughout this game and what defines this game. I feel that the Huskies will bounce back eventually. Just missed opportunities today definitely hurt them in the end.
You're right. Syracuse came in. They were battle-tested. They've now beaten the number 2 team in the nation and the number 3 team in the nation. Syracuse with a huge upset here in Connecticut, pulling away with a 1-0 victory after winning the shootout 2-0. Fans leaving stunned. We are stunned. It all unraveled quickly for the Huskies. Next up for the Orange is a date with number 20 Wake Forest on Friday night in Syracuse. It's yet another matchup against a ranked opponent for Cuse. Now, as for the Huskies, it's time to rebound. Sitting at 13-3, they travel down to Lynchburg, Virginia to take on Liberty at noon. Liberty, the number 2 team in the Big East, 4-1 in the conference, 9-3 overall. Huskies now sit at 13-3, 5-0 still in the conference. Their first home loss of the year, though. Syracuse takes this one 1-0. Thank you all for tuning in to this broadcast of UConn Field Hockey, brought to you by a partnership between UConn Athletics and UCTV. For Katherine, Sheridan, and the crew, I'm Noam. Good afternoon, everybody.